Aloha! Welcome to the Aloha Pops Twitch stream. Today I'm going to be showing you a bunch of mail I got. I got so many things this week, it was crazy. As well as opening up this this ETB right here. I got some booster packs over here to the side too, which is confusing me, just in case this didn't work. How is everybody doing tonight? Happy Aloha Friday. It is only 1 o'clock here. Some people are settling down, but it's just the afternoon. Alright, I'm getting right into this right now. You know, if Harris Heller ever sees any of my streams, thank you so much for not copyrighting your music. It is legitimately super peaceful, super chill. I'm happy to be able to use it. Alright, I gotta bust out the scissors real quick on this. There we go. Now we can get inside. Alright. Garbage. So I have not opened one of these ETBs yet. I think they come with 8 packs. Yes, they come with 8 packs. I've opened an ETB of everyone since Champions Path. So I'm very excited. Alright, inside, it's got a blue, shiny, wavy structure holding all the cards together. Screw that. And we got some sealed energy packs. Oh, yes, we got these. I needed more of these little card sleeves. First of the online trading card code cards. Does this come with a special card? It does not come with a special card. Realize I was really close to my microphone there. Sorry. Alright, well, we're going to put this down. Hey, that Funko guy. Thanks for the follow as well as joining me. It does take a minute for the chat to catch up to where I'm at, as everything has a super duper lag. Alright, well, you didn't miss much. I'm just getting ready to open the first one of these. Alright. Yeah, this thing was $33. I could not pass it up. I think it's because everyone is like, I'm done with battle styles. Bring on the chilling rain or the freezing rain or something. Not sure what the next one's name is. Alright. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, we can guess the energy. I think it's going to be steel. Oh my god, I don't think I've ever done that right. Yeah! Yeah! Okay, cool. That's good luck. Let's see if I can get this into focus nicely. Perfect. Alright. Mr. Mime. I love Mr. Mime. Spiro, Zubat. What do we got here? We got Cubone. We're getting close. Here's the reverse shiny. I'm unsure. Some type of flower Pokemon. And this pack was a dud. Moving on to the next pack immediately. I need them. Open them. Alright. Come on, battle styles. Which I really only need the alternative art Tyranitar now. And then I got all the ones I need from this set. Alright. Alright, put this card over to the side. Alright, what energy card do you think will be the poll? I can't believe that Funko guy was a name that wasn't taken. There's so many Funko people on Twitch as well, so 10 stars for being able to score that. 3, 4. Alright. I'm gonna guess water. Ah, it was psychic. Whatever. Let me turn down this music a little. Alright. Ugly. Wish my autofocus would focus on this card instead of everything that's behind the card. There we go. Oh, so many cards at once. That was terrible. Murkrow. Sandlet. Bellsprout. A Rapid Strike. Minlu. Yamper. Alright, Corefish. Anything? This is reverse hollow. Anything behind here that's special? Nope. We just got a clay doll. Another dud pack. Damn you. Yeah, normally I would do a giveaway, but I don't have one ready today. But normally in my Twitch streams, I like prepare them better, as well as promote them better, because I was just like, I'm doing one right now. But I normally have giveaways. I guess if all my normal people join, I will do a giveaway for everybody. I will get this fire. Let me see. Thank you for the luck, that Funko guy. Let's flip this. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so the energy, the card that's gonna be here is grass. It's a grass energy. It's totally the opposite. It's fire. Alright, but it is fire. You did say it was gonna be. You'll get that fire, which I just did, that Funko guy. Alright, come on, focus. There we go. I should probably turn my camera around for the next one so y'all can read it not in reverse. Frillish. Bilpug. Ralicale. Some strange, interesting, awesome ghost Pokemon. Oh, Onyx. Something that I know from my time of Pokemon. Okay, what are we doing here? What is this? Oh, it's a reverse hollow jelly scent. Let's get it in focus, please. There we go. Alright, what's behind it? Oh, we do have something special. It is a Tabi Coco V. It's really pretty. It's not the V Max, but it is. Nope. It is the regular art card, but it's still super pretty. So I'm gonna put that immediately on one of the. Let's go! I'm gonna put that immediately in a sleeve because this is gorgeous. I might have this one. I think I have the other one of this exact guy. Alright. Come on. Tap. Alright. Oh, nice. Up in here. First party card. I did like that other reverse hollow, though. It was great. Moving on to the next pack. Alternative art Tyranitar, be inside of here, please. Okay. Alright, what energy, audience, do you think will be in the flip? I'm gonna go with water. Alright, let's put that card over there. We will do the magic 4 cards. 2, 3, and 4. Alright. I believe... Oh yeah, I thought it was going to be water. Let's see if I'm right. Nope. I was only right the first time. It is a fighting energy. Move this over a little bit. And throw that on the ground. Excellent. Ah, that's an awesome Golbat. Gilosir. Indeedy. This Pokemon's got some attitude. Gotta figure out the best way for the focus. After this, I'm gonna turn my freaking autofocus off. Alright, we got Glamour. Corfish. What is this? What is this? Scatterbug. Cubone, Bone. Murkrow. What's up in here? Bellsprout, Reverse Hollow. And what's behind you? Alright, it is... Oh, Marowak. I like this Pokemon, but it is also technically a dud. Alright. 3 dud packs. Yeah. I think I've opened 3. 1, 2, 3. Nope, I've opened 4. So 3 out of 4 packs were duds. Come on! I only need one more of you, please. Let me turn this down a little so I'm not yelling constantly. Would you open this up? Okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Quick guess. Thunder. Yeah. Dude. I'm doing really good with these guesses. Not super good with the polls themselves. Alright. Thunder to a Firo. Cavern. Escape Rope. Sizzlepede. Glameow. Ooh, a Galarian Slowpoke. Yamper. Murkrow. Oh, we got the Reverse Hollow Level Ball. Just be the card I'm seeking. And you're the Jellicent. Alright. One of my cards fell to the friggin' ground. Let me get them up. Alright, come on now. So I'm working with 3 more packs here and then 2 more, and then I got a bunch of fun mail call stuff, and I'm gonna unbox this beautiful Chase Red Hulk, and we're gonna check out his glow. Alright, let's move this card over here, and we will flip 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Oh, it's gonna be a fire energy. Grass. So I did that in the opposite order. I see. Fantastic. Come on. This should be the pack for me. Oh, that's awesome. Friggin' Rabbit Strike version. Firo. T-Pig. T-Peg. Hone Edge. Electabuzz. Electabuzz is dope. Oh, many Pokemon cards. Boltoy. There's a Gilgar. It's like a strange bat, rat, cat. Alright, we got Reverse Hollow. Coal car. It's like a train car made of lava. And behind that... Oh my god! So this is a secret card. It's definitely not the card I was looking for. But it is numbered... Which one? 181 out of 163. So this is freaking nice as hell. I do not have this. So I am excited. Wish I could get it in frame so the freaking thing would work. There we go. We'll just leave it there for like a second because this is gorgeous. Yes! I don't have any gold secret cards like this, actually. I only have rainbow and shinies and a bunch of other... Wow. Wow. Okay, so in person, the gold shiny on this is freaking intense. Okay. Let me put this in a little sheath real quick. Alright, well, I guess I am happy. It did pull out when I needed it to. Alright. Yeah! Bam! This thing is freaking gorgeous. Yeah, this thing does not do its shiny any justice. Yeah! Woo! Woo! I took a quick vaping break because that was very exciting. Alright, so in total we still got 4 packs. Anything can happen. Alright. Open and we got this. You can be what I need. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Almost messed that one up. And 4. Alright, quick guess. Psychic. I haven't guessed Psychic. And bam! Dark. It's in the realm. It's within the genre. Dark energy. Tower. Luxio. Weeping Bell. Salandit. It's like a fire rat. I would freaking hate these in real life. Who the hell wants a fucking fire rat? Bellsprout. Come on. I can do this. There. Minfu. Yamper. Sometimes I keep hitting the card onto the freaking microphone, so I wonder how that sounds for you guys. It's Reverse Hollow Gilgar. Alright. We're just gonna slide it down just so gently. Alright, it is a garbage card. Garbage card. Thank you, let's Tyranitar. But no, Lurantius. We got 3 more to get this Tyranitar. Alright. This is the last one from the actual ETB. I wonder when they're putting the cards in, do they have a way of telling like what special cards there are? Like in which packs? I did. I got 1 full art and I got 1 of the super secret cards. So that was dope. Alright. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. We're gonna go back steel. Steel! Water. Damn it. Alright. Indeedy. Let's bring this microphone down so I don't keep hitting it. Well, that was awful. Tighten it back up. There's so many electric squirrels. The whole world is riddled with electric squirrels. Galarian Mr. Mime. Ooh, a reverse holo. Rapid Strike Energy. Now let's see what's behind this card. Oh, it's something gorgeous. Let's get it in focus. It's a VMAX Corviknight. Wow. Yes! Let's go! Yes! Alright, let's try to get it back in focus. This thing is really pretty. Sweet. Do. Yes, what number? 110. Alright, well 3 out of... Thank you! It is a fire card. It is so gorgeous in person. It has like a rainbow tint. Obviously it's not one of the rainbow cards, but it's still really, really pretty. So yeah, there were 8 packs, and 3 of them were fire hits. And I kind of love that jelly scent. So I'm going to count that jelly scent as a win. Alright, I still have 2 more backup booster packs before I move on to the mail call of the week. So this first one, it had a holographic Charmander just chilling right inside it. And I was like, well, that's awesome. Let me get that shit. I'm staying on here till my phone dies. 2%. Well, thank you for killing your phone and hanging out. You know what's the problem with these damn freaking cards? You're also driving. Let me turn down that bumpin' music. Maybe that's a bit too low. There we go. You left a charger at home. I was about to say, almost all cars have freaking chargers at this point. Alright, got this holographic Charmander that just came with my pack. It is super pretty. We're gonna sleeve it right now. Check for a swirl. It has like bubbles. It's like bubbly, not swirly. Why is a swirl extra special? I did not know that in the differences in holograms. I did notice that they did have different holograms. Swirls are the thing now. Alright, good to know. I think, yeah, this thing has crazy swirls all over it. Alright. It also, what is this? Came with this beautiful Mewtwo Coin. It is gorgeous. I only play the online trading game because I don't have any friends in person right now. As many people just stay in the house all the goddamn time. But other than my craziness, I imagine people would like to play that in person. Alright. Let's open this freaking thing up. Wow, this one is like much more sealed. I might have to cut it open, but luckily I brought some scissors. Nope, I got it. Alright. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Is gonna be a psychic. Ah, yeah. So I have really been the champion of choosing the energies this round, but not the choosing of the card I need. Alright, what do I got here? Bishop. Special energy. Some type of camping gear. Single strike Houndoom. Scatterbug. I got that freaking Pokemon sword. Literally a sword. It's called Hone Edge before Pokemon Sword, hilariously, but it is a freaking sword. Electabuzz. Alright, what is this reverse? I don't understand what that is. It's adorable though. It's kind of like a gangster. It's like, what's good? I'm just chilling. My name is Skewok. Nope, those aren't Q's. There's Spupa. Evolves from the Scatterbug. Alright, and the reveal is that Luterus. Boo. That's okay. Alright, let me see what... Alright, we got the last of the booster packs. Okay. And then we're going to do a super flash quick mail call. Let me turn the music back up because it's no longer super intense. I know, last pack. Okay. Come on. I like that magic symbol. Last pack, magic. Alright, let's... 1, 2, 3, 4. Fire energy, because this is a fire one. Bam! Dark energy, because it's a dark pack. It's going to be sad. Okay, I'm just kidding. Come on, Tyranitar. How many of these stupid things do I have to open to acquire you? Indeedy. Come on. I ain't got time for this. There we go. Phoebe. Cactus Plant of Doom. Honedge. Electabuzz. Baltoy. Gilgar. Salandit. Timber. This fool, like, literally has wood as a part of him? I don't understand. I know he might be holding it. And it is a holographic Crobat. So it is really pretty, but not the card I was looking for. I know. It is a sad day with sad faces. I see that. Let me just gather all these nonsense cards. You were my private cheerleader. Thank you. Freaking go over what we got. I got this Tapu. There we go. And we got this Holographic Charmander because it just came with stuff. This VMAX Core Knight. And the secret Level Ball gold card. First gold card ever. Yeah. I did. Alright. And hilariously, since I buy so many of these, this is worth like $7 to me. And I got it in this thing, so I'm very happy. Super quick vape break. Alright, let me just switch screens. So yeah, this Hello Kitty has just been spinning up there like a QVC style sale show forever. This was a part of my mail call. Everyone has recently seen this. I thought this was a really cute one. I knew everyone was like, oh, they had to make it 4,000 pieces, you know, or it wouldn't sell out. But I thought it was great. It's one of my favorite. I wish that I didn't have to leave the screen to put a new one there, but I do. Alright, I'm back. So the Red Hulk. I know, I do. I wish I could just be like, here you go. And then a magical hand just goes over it and flies to that place. So the Red Hulk, were you able to grab one, Funko guy? At least the comment, or were you trying to get this beautiful, beautiful chase that I got here? I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna set a black light on it and we're gonna check it out. Be extra careful. Here, we'll switch back to me real quick. Has the Hot Topic Nerdette, she's awesome. Said the body is super shiny. I've already seen the glow. It's gorgeous. So, the master of opening boxes, in my opinion, is Sully. And he has taught me this beautiful card trick where if you take a card and you place it at the bottom, you are then able to successfully open the box without any damage. Did not get them. I went after the autographs night before Christmas. Sally on... Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. That is dope though. Yeah, I never get any of the autograph stuff. Oh, the Sally and Jack ones? Is that what you're talking about? Tomorrow they drop on... Oh, okay. I see. This box is super stubborn. But I'm gonna be super duper gentle to make sure that the box stays in exactly the same condition that they put it together in. Ta-da! Perfect. Just always open your pops from the bottom as well, guys. On the inside here, it does have a little identification thing. Very prominent foot number, or serial number, that's what I'm thinking of the word. Alright, we will take the box, we will carefully set it right here, upside down. And then also, when removing a pop from its beautiful casing, if you need everything to stay exactly the same, you can only remove the top part, because the feet 99% of the time will just come out. Wow. This guy is gorgeous. He is so cool. Look at his shiny body. Alright. Now, let's put him on Blacklight Blast for a minute. You can also see that his body changes like an interesting blue when the black light is put on him. So pretty. Alright, I'm gonna go put him over in the other area real quick. Actually, let me switch it to that camera. There we go. Oh, I remember last time it was too far away to see. Off. I possibly can. One more. Blast this guy. Yeah. Yeah, I see that it's pretty dark. We will go and get the one and bring it to the over here. Alright. We're just gonna hold it right in front of here. We'll check him out real quick. Since I can't see any of the comments or anything, I imagine that he's in view. Yeah, Hulk smash! I'm gonna smash it! I'm gonna wreck it! That's freaking wrong slogan. But this Hulk's definitely different. Alright. I know it's still dark in here, but let's switch back to this super quick and see if we can get a glow on it in this camera. I think that's probably the best that I'm going to be able to get it, since it's super daylight outside and I don't have the ability to make it dark in here. He is gorgeous. All right. Carefully place your pops back into their positions. When closing the top part, make sure to snap in the little snaps. He is now tightly bound in here again. We get our pop box. And place him in gently as fuck in the correct direction as to not damage the box in any way. They had to get it in here in the first place, right? There we go. Slides in perfectly. Ta-da! And he's back, being 100% mint, no damage. I thank you, Sully. You make me happy. No idea what just happened. Anyway. Since my other view is kind of poor, and I'll have to work on that, we're not going to do that. We're just going to do show and tell mail call here. I got this Vanya chase this week. Super duper duper gorgeous. Very excited. Thank you, random Macari people. Actually, we will put that other one on. Why not? Quickly, get the lights on. The lights, everyone, there needs to be light. All right. She didn't mean to make it cry. And you know what I got that's crazy extra special? Because this doesn't come out to June 16th and it is freaking May 28th. Bam! It will be put up on the spinner, but it is the glow-in-the-dark Target exclusive Umbrella Academy Vanya. Yes. I'm super excited that I was able to get this. So you're gonna go be a twinsies with your other Vanya. You're gonna be Vanya sisters. Oh yeah. Gotta put this somewhere back into the wall of glory. Where I'll put a glory hole one day. Alright. Yeah, Umbrella Academy is freaking fantastic. Some people didn't like it because the first 2 episodes were super confusing, and therefore they didn't make it to a 3rd one. But I think the show is freaking phenomenal. Number 5 kills it. And so does Elliot Page. Alright. Next thing that came in this week is the Tony the Tiger in Classic Edition. This is that time where I need someone to be like, here you go, and then it magically appear in the other screen. Alright. Yeah, I thought this was going to be I think this is going to be a sleeper hit, everybody. I really, really like Tony the Tiger. I understand that everyone was like, he looks awful, but I was like, have you seen a classic box of Tony the Tiger? Next up today, in my very, very large mail call, I also got 2 of like all of these, but I'm only going to show you one, is the the Morty with Shrunken Rick, Adult Swim's awesome Rick and Morty. And yeah, I have one of these for my personal collection. The other one will be on the alohapops.com website. There we go. Alright, moving on up to my next guy. So my friend in California got this for me because we do have 7-Eleven in Hawaii. But none of the 7-Elevens had any of these, or any Funko at all. So I got the Stone Cold Steve Austin metallic with 2 belts. He was like, I'm not playing, I got 2 belts. Let's go move him on over. Alright. Next up was the May the 4th special, which this is another one that I thought was a really good pop. If you check out my Instagram, I took a really beautiful photo of one of these out of box because it's gorgeous. It's the Darth Vader from the one with the Han Solo Carbonite set. So it's one of the original sets that they added this to. And yeah, he's just super awesome. His lightsaber, I imagine some people didn't get like super straight ones because in the photo that I have on Instagram, it like is all curved a little, and I was like, you got a limp lightsaber. Alright, it's your turn on the spinning wheel of doom. Ta-da! And then these 2 are some of my favorites because I need all of the art series. So I just gotta say, the freaking Captain Marvel, or the Captain America Marvel, Captain Marvel, whatever, art series set is garbage, and it looks garbage. It's just straight garbage. I don't know why you put the same exact logo on every single one of those. It's awful. It's hideous. But these are freaking super pretty. It's the art series mini Amazon and the art series Mickey, numbers 24, 23. They're so pretty. I love these. I would not, these are not going out of box as they're super sealed in like a massive, ridiculous plastic condom of sorts. As you can tell, I had like pent up mail. Like just too much mail. It was ridiculous. Next thing, so the Mighty Hobby is amazing. I got this from the Mighty Hobby. I just thought it was the Chase keychain of Vanya from Umbrella Academy, but it is a set. And I was like, what? This was only $13. How'd you get away with giving me these? I think I even used a coupon and and made it even cheaper. So we got, I won't put this on the spinner because it's too small to see. The Vanya Chase keychain. And it freaking came with this Vanya one, which is going on my keychain immediately. And then this will be with my collection of Vanyas as we Vanyaing take over the Vanyaing world. Vanya! I guess I gotta say that one more time. I get a wish. Alright. Moving on to something that's super funny. So when I opened these up out of the box, I was like, yes, I got the WonderCon stickers! But they're upside down, guys. The people that put these on here didn't even have the time to put stickers on in a fashion that is most customary, either like upside right. It's bizarre. I don't know who sits there and is like just putting stickers on without looking at the whatever. But you know, I am still super grateful. I love Yzma and Kronk. Emperor's New Groove is freaking hilarious. So these are champion pops right here. We'll put them on the spinning wheel of death. Spinning wheel of death. Alright, spinning wheel of death. Alright, what's this? Ah, yeah. So we got the box lunch Earth Day exclusive Aang. He's so pretty. So his glow is too hard to pick up. I did test it earlier, and there's a beautiful photo of it on my Instagram. But I cannot show you in the live the glow. Because, one, it has to be actually dark in the room, which I cannot accomplish at the moment. And two, yeah, it's just, it doesn't work with these cameras. Alright. We're gonna put the Enchantress, which you all have seen, up there with Aang, so that he's got a buddy. I really only ordered this Enchantress because Hot Topic had gone sticker crazy, and I just wanted to see them send me one that said Hot Topic exclusive, shared WonderCon exclusive, as well as the other. Every sticker, we'll give you 3 stickers, 3 stickers deep. All right. Last but definitely not least is the art series, they want to say, even though it's not a part of the art series number. Stormtrooper shared. I'm gonna go set this on top over there. Other things that were amazing, where I got a flash chase. How many sodas have you opened to be like, this is hard, much harder than getting a regular chase? But flash chase. He is, and for this one, we're gonna switch cameras. So cool. I love him. I'm sad to see him have to go. out of my possession. But I was praying that I got this guy. He is super cool. Alright. And then there's one more thing that I got. Put it in my immediate keeping collection. It was the Scarlet Witch. Not the Chase, though. Still have 5 more cans coming. Because you can tell that I really like WandaVision. And obviously, this character was amazing. Obviously, Agatha stole the show, though. Freaking really good job. On Catherine Blank? I'm gonna have to learn her name. Collapsation of multiple people. You know what? As I pick them up, more are trying to fall, so I'm not gonna do that right now. Luckily, those are all mine, and I can do whatever I want with them. Alright. Looks like I'll be wrapping up the show today. Thank you guys. Thank you, that Funko guy, so much for coming to hang out. It was a pleasure to have you here, and any other viewers that may have stopped by. But I will be trying to do this weekly on Sundays at 10 a.m. Hilo time. Or Hawaii time. Makes more sense. Alright. Thank you so much for coming. Shoots, y'all.